Welcome back, everybody, to a younger view in sports, and today I'll be giving you my top 10 NFL teams heading in to Week 4. Now, starting up at number 10 is the New England Patriots. Now, let's not hold this loss to accountable. I'm going to drop them back a few spots, but I think with Cam Newton, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They couldn't do much with Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer. At quarterback in Kansas City is too good, but that defense held their offense great. Stephon Gilmore did test positive for COVID-19, though. I am going to drop him back. So, for that reason, but I feel like with Cam Newton, they would probably win that football game. Kansas City's offense looked lost against Bill Belichick's defense, but they still lost, so I move back. Up next, number 9, Steelers. I talked about in the last video. If you haven't checked out, go check out my top 10 teams for Week 3. It's a bye week for them. So I'm not going to drop them, but again, beat a real team, and you can probably move up. Up next at number 8 is the Indianapolis Colts. So with Indianapolis, their offense is a little skittish. I think they're right like with the Steelers. They just beat the Bears, though. But that defense is the number 1 scoring defense in the league. They are great. Defense is playing great. Phillip Rivers in that offense, though, probably needs to figure it out a little bit for me to trust them a little bit more. But until that point, they're pretty good. 3-1 on the year, and that defense is shining. Number 7 is the Tennessee Titans. I am dropping them back 1 spot just because their medical team seems to suck with this whole COVID outbreak. And if they cause football to get canceled, I will be very upset. They're dropping back because they do not seem to be handling the COVID situation very well. Be better, Tennessee. Number 6, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That defense didn't look that great against Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert, by the way, is looking like a real good quarterback early on in his rookie year. Hasn't won a game yet, but he's looking pretty good in his performances, which is what you want for a young quarterback. Now, Tampa Bay, that defense did its job in the end, but I think the real story here is Tom Brady is looking more and more comfortable in that Tampa Bay offense. Mike Evans did seem to get hurt mid-play, and they were without Chris Godwin, but he is making the tight ends work. With O.J. Howard, not really targeting Gronk as much, but, that story's overblown in my opinion. He's making Scotty Miller work. With Mike Evans getting hurt, they got so many more weapons. He's making the running backs work. And that offense is just thriving with Tom Brady, and I think Tom Brady's probably thinking he made the right choice. Number 5 is the Baltimore Ravens coming in. Look, I've seen them beat the bad teams. They beat the Washington football team, benched Dwayne Haskins. I'm not seeing anything impressive from them. They haven't beat Kansas City. They haven't played that much of a good team yet. I mean, they destroyed Cleveland, but when Baltimore Ravens trail at half, they perform terribly. They are terrible trailing from behind. If you can't play from behind, you can't win a football game most of the time. So you got to get a lead early. But I haven't seen them beat a good team besides Cleveland in Week 1 with a new head coach. I don't trust Baltimore as of right now. So for that reason, they're number 5. Number 4, a team I do trust, however, is the Buffalo Bills. They have done a great job building up this defense. But the main talk about right now is Josh Allen. He's looking like an MVP candidate as of right now. He's playing like an MVP candidate. Some people are predicting him to win the MVP. Personally, I do not think it'll be him. But top 3 candidates right now are 4-3-2, and their quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. He keeps taking steps forward every week. And with that defense already being good, that defense was the highlight of their team last year. Josh Allen got his deep threat and Stephon Diggs. Those two are connecting quite well together. They are making moves, and they are winning football games. Against the Raiders, too. Everyone exploded on the Raiders. Raiders have been pretty good. So this was a good test for them, and they held up to the test. So, Buffalo at 4. Up next is the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of people are coming at me. Why is Seattle so high? Well, Russell Wilson is why Seattle is so high. Him and DK Metcalf is making it work. Jamal Adams, I feel like this defense for Seattle will get better. They just signed Damian Harrison. So that pass rush can only get better. Seattle at 3, not much more to say. Russell is cooking and signed to help the pass rush out. The more they get that defense building up, the more Seattle has a chance to be more successful. Up next, at number 2, is my Green Bay Packers. let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. Allen Lazard on IR. Devontae Adams out. Plethora of injuries like Christian Kirksey on the defense. Shannon Sullivan went down mid-game. They're still putting up 30 points. They held Atlanta Falcons to 16. And I just want to give a shout out to Jerry Alexander holding Calvin Ridley to 0 catches and 0 yards all game yesterday, or on Monday night, excuse me. Great performance by the defense as well, holding Atlanta to 16 points, whose offense hasn't been the problem. It's been that defense. Green Bay Packers has put up 4 games with 30-plus points. They are doing great. Aaron Rodgers is cooking in that system. Again, an MVP candidate. And he has a championship mindset, let me tell you. Yesterday, he came out and said, down year for me, our career years for other quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is popping off. Aaron Rodgers is radiating all this energy. He wants to win. He's feeling good going into the bye, number 2. But at number 1, defending Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think anybody can stop Kansas City. Eventually, Kansas City was putting up points on Bill Belichick's defense. Eventually, they were. Once that game got on, they got tired. That's when Kansas City strikes, is when that defense is all tired. Kansas City is 1, although I think them and the Packers are just right there next to each other. It's not as far as we thought it was. I thought Kansas City would be the number 1 team. They haven't looked as dominant as usual, but they beat Baltimore, and they beat a lot of good teams. It would have been way more interesting to see if they did face Cam Newton, to see how they would have matched up, but until then, they're number 1. Those are my top 10. New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Top 5 is Baltimore Ravens, number 4, Buffalo, 3, Seattle Seahawks, 2, Green Bay Packers, and 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know what you think about these in the comments. Thank you for listening.